All I had to do was take that key off the ignition thing. And it stopped it from grounding, because I guess this black wire connects to both kill switch and the ignition, the key switch, and it grounds it, and that's what kills the bike. So it just kept grounding, like it would just shake around and vibrate and ground, but took that off, runs just fine now. I mean, I think it's still not running quite right, but I mean, how do I know? I haven't even. So when I was riding it, the gas tank kept falling down and leaking all over my legs. So, I kind of, when I was starting out, I was about to shift, but then the gas tank fell. You could see me like looking down and struggling, moving around and stuff. So that was kind of sketch. But yeah, got it running. You dirt bike guys probably were cringing watching that. I didn't really grow up with a dirt bike or anything like that. I kind of just learned from other people's dirt bikes. But yeah, now I got my own. I gotta fix it up though. But now I got it running, and then after I get it running, I can make it look nice. So the next thing I gotta do though to get it running, or to get it, working correctly without this temporary piece of crap gas tank, I gotta fix the other one. It's right here. It's got some sealer in there, and it's leaking. That's why we took it off. It's leaking, but they didn't do a very good job. There's just patches everywhere. Yeah, they did really bad, but it must have worked for them, so they must have got what they needed to get. But yeah, so we're gonna have to remove that. So as you can see, it's leaking from like around here. If you're wondering, it has transmission oil in there, and it's gold, so they must have changed it out. It's really low. You can't even tell, but it's dipping in there. So, and it's clean. You can't even see it because it's like golden. Alright, so we're at the bench, and the holes, there's a big old hole right here. That's like the only place I can see where it's leaking from. There's still a little bit of stuff in there, but it looks like it's just like the liquid version. I should probably rinse it out actually. Okay, I didn't get all of the stuff out, so I'm gonna have to pour more in there, but I just wanted to check out what it'll look like after I sand some of this crappy paint off, see if that Kawasaki's still under there. Alright, so we sent the tank in to one of our mechanic buddies, and he got all the paint stripped off. He boiled it in like something, I can't remember what it was. There's still rust on the bottom, and you can see all those holes in the bottom. Not sure how we're gonna go about that yet, and there's still leftover tank sealer inside, and there's rust inside, so I think we're gonna plug these holes up and then fill it up with apple cider vinegar to get after we plug the holes up, however, probably with solder or something, but we'll fill it up with apple cider vinegar, and then after that dump all the out with all the rust, and then we'll use acetone and just clean the rest of it out. So there are definitely a lot of tricks when it comes to soldering holes. We used a heat gun, which really worked well for us, and it didn't seem to get the tank too hot. It really seemed like the solder sticks better when the surface we were working on was heated up quite a bit. Before you heat everything up, make sure all of the traces of the gas are cleaned out of there. You probably don't want to lose your eyebrows or anything, or worse. The smoke it makes is not good for your lungs. So make sure to wear something, protect your lungs, and make sure the room you're in is ventilated. The surface has to be super clean for the solder to stick at all. When I was cleaning the big hole, I made it a lot bigger. Before filling the rust holes, I dented the spot so it wouldn't be super thin after we filed it down. I've seen a lot of people have to get different solder when they were working on their tanks or any metal with rust holes, but we got lucky with our solder and it worked for us. The sticker came off, so we can't tell you what kind we were using. If you get the solder a perfect temperature where it's not dripping but still melted, you can move it around with a flat object, kind of like butter, and that helped a lot at times. We figured out that you can use gravity for an advantage. If the solder starts sinking into the tank, just flip it over and heat it up to come back out. And flipping the tank on its side helps it kind of run down instead of into the tank. We probably managed to get more solder to fall inside of the tank than on the holes. Here's the tank with the solder filed down a little bit.